Yoshiyahu, king of Yehudah, had done many good deeds, but he died in battle, having not heeded the word of Yahweh through Para'o Necho. Of the books called Dabre Hayamim, the words of the days, and Chronicles, the second, chapter 36. Then the people of the land took Jehoahaz, the son of Yoshiyahu, and made him king in his father's stead in Jerusalem. Joachaz was 23 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 3 months in Jerusalem. And the king of Mithraim deposed him at Jerusalem, and fined the land 100 kakarim of silver and a kakar of gold. And the king of Mithraim made Eliakim his brother king over Yehudah and Jerusalem, and changed his name to Jehoiakim. And Necho took Joachaz his brother, and carried him to Mithraim. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And he effectuated the evil in the eyes of Yahweh his God. Against him came Nabuchodonosor, king of Babel, and bound him in fetters to carry him to Babel. Nabuchodonosor also carried of the vessels of the house of Yahweh to Babel, and put them in his temple at Babel. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoiakim, and his abominations which he did, and that which was found in him, behold, they are written in the book of the kings of Israel and Yehudah. And Jehoiachin his son reigned in his stead. Jehoiachin was 18 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem. And he effectuated the evil in the eyes of Yahweh. And at the return of the year, King Nabuchodonosor sent and brought him to Babel with the goodly vessels of the house of Yahweh, and made Zedekiah his brother king over Yehudah and Jerusalem. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And he effectuated the evil in the eyes of Yahweh his God. He humbled not himself before Jeremiah the prophet, speaking from the mouth of Yahweh. And he also rebelled against King Nabuchodonosor, who had made him swear by God. But he stiffened his neck and strengthened his heart against turning to Yahweh, the God of Israel. Moreover, all the chiefs of the priests and the people made much to be treacherous with treachery, like all the abominations of the nations, and they polluted the house of Yahweh, which he had hallowed in Jerusalem. And Yahweh, the God of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up early and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they were ones mocking the messengers of the God, and despising his words, and scoffed at his prophets, until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, till there was no remedy. Therefore he brought upon them the king of Kashdim, who slew their young men with the sword in the house of their sanctuary, and had no compassion upon young man or virgin, old man or grey-haired. He gave them all into his hand. and all the vessels of the house of the God, great and small, and the treasures of the house of Yahweh, and the treasures of the king, and of his princes, all these he brought to Babel. And they burnt the house of the God, and broke down the wall of Jerusalem, and burnt all the palaces thereof with fire, and destroyed all the goodly vessels thereof. And them that had escaped from the sword carried he away to Babel, and they were servants to him and to his sons, until the reign of the kingdom of Paras, to fulfill the word of Yahweh by the mouth of Yirmiyahu, until the land had enjoyed its Shabbaths. For as long as it lay desolate, it kept Shabbath to fulfill 70 years. Now in the first year of Kurush, king of Paras, that the word of Yahweh by the mouth of Yirmiyahu might be accomplished, Yahweh stirred up the spirit of Kurush, king of Paras, so that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus said Kurush, king of Paras, all the kingdoms of the earth hath Yahweh the God of the skies given me, and he hath charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem, which is in Yehudah. Whosoever there is among you of all his people, Yahweh his God be with him, and let him go up